Welcome to MF Tarot. This pick a card reading is a viewer request. It's kind of a big question, so I'm going to explore this in a couple of different ways, but Mike asked, is my life actually fulfilling or is it just full? Is it time to make a change? So it's a good question. I'm not sure exactly how to break that down into a reading, so I'm just going to kind of let the cards kind of dictate where it's going to go. We're going to explore what is fulfilling in your life and what makes your life full instead of being fulfilling. It's just kind of occupying your time perhaps, or something you feel obligated to engage in. We'll see what comes up. And then any changes you could make to make your life more fulfilling. So we're gonna kind of see how the cards fall with that, and I'll take that where it goes. You'll have 3 piles to choose from. Pile 1 is this river stone. Pile 2 is this river stone. And pile 3 is this river stone. There will be a photograph of the stones in the timestamped in the description box below, where you can just kind of pause on the stones and take a minute to go with which one you are drawn to the most. And then the timestamps for the different decks will be down in the description box below as well. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. Excuse me. If you're new to the channel, welcome. A couple of things. This is a timeless reading, so it doesn't really matter when I recorded it. If you were drawn to the reading, then it is applicable to you. If other people's energies come into it, it may be vice versa, so just keep that in mind, because this is a general reading. So some things may apply to you, some things may not. It will not be as specific as a personal reading because I'm just picking up on general energies. So keep that in mind when you're listening to it. If it doesn't resonate, then it's not the pile for you. Maybe try another pile, or perhaps the reading just isn't for you. Because I am just tapping into general energies instead of specific individual ones. And please also like, share, subscribe, and comment down below if you enjoy the reading. Thanks for watching, and I'm going to move on to pile number 1. If you chose pile number 1, this kind of tan striated river rock, I don't know what it is, found it in the river, hence river rock. This is going to be the reading for you on is my life actually fulfilling or is it just full? We're going to see what comes up. Let's check out for pile number 1 what is actually fulfilling in your life right now. What does pile number 1 find fulfilling in your life right now? Oh, we got jumpers. We got some runners. That's probably a good start. This is very interesting. So what is actually fulfilling? 1, I think that you're learning to, pile number 1, you're learning to use your intuition. You're learning how to decide in a different way. And you may not have all of the information when you're making decisions, but you're kind of restructuring the way you make decisions and how you move forward in your life. You are very appreciative, or at least learning to be very appreciative of what you do have, because I think you're recognizing that there's kind of been perhaps in the past you've had a mentality of maybe like a victim mentality, where other things have prevented you from going in the direction that you want, but you're recognizing now that direction wasn't the right direction for you, and that you do actually, you're learning to leave what no longer serves you and pick up the cup that actually is full. So you're What's fulfilling to you is that you are now learning to choose what is fulfilling to you. You are learning to, instead of holding on to things that aren't working and maybe trying to fix them, you're seeing opportunity where you previously didn't. You're appreciating the things that are coming your way instead of slipping into a mentality of, well, that door got blocked and woe is me. Instead, it's kind of like, well, maybe that door wasn't actually for me. Maybe that's not really where I was supposed to go. And so it's not really unfair that it was closed. I'm just now recognizing that wasn't right. I actually got saved a lot of time and trouble. But what I did learn from this helps me narrow my focus on where I do want to go. Actually, I want to get some of these cards for this too. So this is kind of like what's fulfilling is you're choosing fulfilling. You're recognizing when things aren't working to let them go. Because what you find, you're giving value to what you find fulfilling instead of sacrificing it for something that isn't fulfilling. This is really a lot about liberation in a way. You're freeing yourself. You're learning your own value right now. And you're letting go of any mindsets, mentalities. This is super, super spiritual reading, by the way. I'm looking for something a little bit more concrete, but I'm just getting more and more spiritual stuff. You're kind of recognizing the mindsets or the conditioning that you've had that was the result of other people's BS, and it wasn't actually true to you. So you're releasing that. You're breaking out of the imprisonment of the mind and listening to your heart or your intuition, letting you guide you through life instead of somebody else guiding you through life, instead of holding on and filtering through everybody's opinions about what you should do, how they think the world works, even the influences you've held on to, like the ways you were taught to view things as a kid that prevent you from moving forward. You're releasing all of this and choosing your own cup of fulfillment. Even here, this one cup, this one upright cup, letting all the rest of them go that are empty. That's an empty cup that doesn't work for me. And you're letting that go. That's very, very, very interesting. I like that. It's a very, very deep spiritual thing. I'm reading about what's fulfilling, and what's fulfilling to you is you're learning to choose what's fulfilling. There's a sense of self-empowerment, of freedom that you're choosing, which makes your life then more fulfilling. You're choosing to live your life in a different way, or at least you're learning how. You're maybe fumbling through it, but you want to make these changes because you want a fulfilling life, and you recognize it starts with you first before it can go to the external environment. So you're breaking out of that, I'm going to put the blame on the outside for my unhappiness, and you're choosing what is fulfilling to you, standing up for it, and then it's going to start reflecting outward in your life. It's very interesting. All right, what is full in your life? What is just busy work? Pile number 1. What is full in their life? So what's full in your life is in the relationship arena. This could be friendship. This could be family. I'm using relationship here in terms of all relationships, because I think you've had a revelation You are aware of this. You've had some hard things happen this year that have been really revealing that there are people in your life that don't care about you. They only care about their own needs. They only care about getting their own needs met, and they're not willing to work with you or put in any effort to better the relationship. It's almost like if you've got you get into a fight with a friend and they immediately reveal their colors, that they don't care. They don't take ownership. They don't acknowledge anything. They don't say they're sorry. They don't want to work with you to make it better. They put the blame on you. It could be a myriad of things. But you're seeing you're seeing that you've had a bunch of people who don't really care about you. They don't want to work with you. Well, I don't know that they don't. Not caring about you is a little bit harsh in some instances. Maybe I'll rephrase that as it's not a reciprocal relationship. Basically, they take, but they don't give. And you're seeing this pattern. So you've got fullness in your life right now with a bunch of relationships that just take from you and they don't give anything in return. I think you're starting to see this. All of these tower moments, all of these very sudden and drastic experiences you're having in your relationships are really reflecting. It's really been opening your eyes to these relationships that aren't fulfilling because they don't give anything to you back in return. They just take. And I'm seeing you recognizing this, and you're no longer engaging in those relationships. You're no longer giving to them. You're moving on to, it's like you understand. It's almost like you're using your anger or how upset you are, how disappointed and upset you are that these people are like this, because these are people you cared about or care about. And you're using this anger to shield you from them, to allow yourself to move on. So I wouldn't go too hardcore into anger, but I can see a little bit of that fieriness, the feistiness. You're expressing your unhappiness with the situation, and they're not giving any effort to fix anything. They don't care. They're mad because you're no longer giving to them. And they're causing problems because you're no longer playing the games or stroking their ego or being kind and generous. You're no longer willing to be taken advantage of. And as a result, they're pissed at you. Yeah, you're starting to see conflict in a relationship in a totally different way. At least in this time where your life is full of a bunch of nonsense, a bunch of stuff that isn't fulfilling. Again, very deep reading here, because what is fulfilling is your ability to start standing up for what is fulfilling to you. And you're seeing things differently. Like, instead of viewing this as I'm being victimized by these people who are just taking advantage of me, you're recognizing that the conflict is showing you that this is no longer working for you and it's time for you to move on. Like, you're being given these really drastic situations, not only to show you is it time to move on, that you've got people in your life that just want to bring drama. They don't actually want to contribute. They don't want to give. They just want drama. And you're not only are you seeing this, but you're also extricating yourself from the situations. Probably rather quickly. Like, you're just kind of like, nope, this doesn't work for me. I'm done. And, but you're choosing your happiness instead of engaging in this, like perhaps you have in the past, trying to fix things. You're setting yourself free from people who don't give anything back to you. So, and the chaos and the drama and the conflict that they create for you is the signal that it isn't a reciprocal relationship. So that's it seems like you're handling that pretty well, because I can see advice coming in here. I can see you handling it, just being like, you're recognizing it, you're seeing that this is no longer working for you, that these relationships aren't working for you, that it's, when you establish boundaries, they freak out. When you're upset, you're the bad guy. It's just not, instead of them caring, oh, wow, I don't know what happened, but I really don't want pile number one to be mad at me. So I'd like to work this out. You're not receiving that energy from these people. You're getting, you're a B word, you're a horrible person, I don't know why you're doing this to me. Why are you creating all this drama when you're not actually the one creating the drama? You just expressed how you felt. They're the ones creating the drama. And you're just moving on because you want something that is more fulfilling. And maybe that's that single cup we saw before. Maybe you're just moving on with yourself right now. Maybe you've cut a lot of people out of your life and you're reconnecting to yourself and your own heart and your own ability to give. Taking some time to enjoy your own company before getting out there in the world and attracting a new level of relationships that are actually reciprocal in your life. So you're finding that fulfillment within you first before, instead of finding fulfillment in other people so that you feel fulfilled, you're finding the fulfillment within you first so that you feel fulfilled and attract fulfilled people. I like that. Woo! I like that message. All right, some advice. Is it time to make a change? Is it time to make a change? Advice for pile number one on whatever's going on in their life. Let's see what we get. Advice for pile number one. What changes do they need to make? That kind of thing. You probably already know. You probably don't even need me to tell you. I'm not getting any cards. Let's do this differently. All right, this is a time of retreat for you. Spending some time with yourself. One, to rebalance. I think there's an element of destabilization here. Perhaps you've had like so many relationships deteriorate that you feel a little bit unstable, or there's something going on in your home environment. Maybe some of this is connected to your home environment, but you already know this. You already know. I can tell in the cards. You already know. Like it's going to take some time. You're willing to do the work on yourself, on establishing a foundation internally that isn't dependent on other people. And you may be feeling a little bit tired, but that's okay. That's why you need to kind of retreat. And I don't like I think isolate has a bad word. It's not really isolation. I think you just need to kind of spend time by yourself and go within to really understand what you want, to understand what's fulfilling to you, to understand even where you went wrong in certain instances in terms of perhaps enabling or allowing things that weren't actually good for you. But this is basically saying don't worry. By spending some time by yourself, you're already breaking free of all these little black birds down below twittering, gossiping, creating drama, way down below, and their darkness and their depression and their jealousy and their whatever. And you're rising, you're just like, nope, see ya, I'm out of here. because this isn't me. This isn't what I want. You may have some stragglers coming after you, trying to pull you back down into their misery, into their melancholy, but they can't catch you anymore. You know now. You're aware now. They can't catch you, so don't worry about it. Oh, maybe it's bats. Looks like it might be bats. And the dove rising above. So you've I think you already know the changes you need to make. I think there's relationships you need to either restructure how the boundaries, you know, like if it's family and you can't exactly get rid of them, that some things are going to be going differently moving forward. Friends, you know, love relationships, it's going to be different moving forward. But this is a time for you to kind of isolate and rebalance, because you're exhausted from the drama of all of these people that you sincerely cared about just like deteriorating. Like it's becoming clear that they don't care, and you feel it's exhausting and overwhelming to feel like you've surrounded yourself with a bunch of people who don't care about you. That they just care about themselves and their own needs, and they don't even want to put any effort into rebuilding a relationship because they just don't care. And not having any judgment on that, because some of these things that I'm saying sound a little judgy. I can even hear it in my own voice. You know, they just don't care. Maybe it's not that they don't care. Maybe there's the higher perspective is that they gave you what they could, but they are actually not well people. You know, like they aren't aligned. They're in a lower vibration. And they aren't where you are. And this is almost like a blast off of evolution. Perhaps you're quick to evolve. And when you evolve, you blast off, and these people can't come with you. They can't rise up there with you. And so there's no sense in looking at them and judging them as less than or as bad people, or creating anger inside of yourself that they aren't any good. They just don't know. They're doing the best that they can in that moment in time, which happens to be shitty. But that's all they have to offer, because they haven't done the self-reflective work you have. Maybe they don't value personal development. Maybe they say they do, but they clearly don't. And it's just, they are where they are, and they're on their journey. And instead of feeling anger and judgment about it, let it go. You know, it's just not right for you anymore. You're going in a different direction. And right now, you just need some time to yourself to kind of recover and restabilize. And you're really going to see then, like, if you take that time for yourself, you're really going to see that you're rejuvenated and things are really going to change for you. You're basically ending one cycle of life and jumping into a complete new one. And so the things that make your life full are going to fall apart because they can't come with you, because you're ready for the next stage. You're basically there. You just need to recover. You need to give yourself the love and the care to recover from the ordeals of everything falling apart. Just getting repeat messages here. You're recognizing when something's not worth your effort. You are no longer investing in black holes that don't give anything in return. You're not even going to talk to them. It's like there isn't any point, because even no matter what you say, they don't want to work. They don't want to invest in you. And maybe that's right for them. Maybe they need to be investing in themselves. So try not to take it personally. But this is basically saying, let it go. Just let it go. Yes, they hurt you. Yes, they took advantage of you. Yes, they treated you like shit. But let it go. Release it. Send them off with love and compassion, because you're about to succeed in a completely different way. Ways beyond what you know. You're moving into a different area and they can't come with you. That's why they're in the old vibe that you used to be in, that you've now outgrown. So have some compassion. They were there for you, at a time, but now it's just, now you're recognizing it for what it is, and it no longer works for you. So just don't engage, don't talk to them, let them go. Make the space to allow yourself to heal from the hurt that they've caused. Hang out by yourself. Learn to love yourself. Really connect to that. And you're about to blast off in a whole new area of life because you've got the right perspective. You're focused on the right stuff. You're like, I don't want this victim mentality anymore. I want to focus on what's fulfilling. I want to focus on what's good. You're already right there. You're right there for creating a fulfilling life, just period. And it's kind of like the last phase of your life. Your external life is starting to adjust to your change in vibration, which means the things that no longer fit have to go. So don't be mad at them. Just recognize that it's a process of evolution. This concludes the reading for pile number 1. I hope you liked it. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment down below. It helps me know as a reader I'm doing a good job. And I'm going to move on to pile number 2. If you picked pile number 2, this white, almost marbly river stone, this is going to be the reading for you about what's fulfilling in your life, what's not, and what needs to change. So we're going to explore what is currently fulfilling in your life for pile number 2. Pile number 2. Okay, we'll take them. So, there's a challenge that's fulfilling to you right now. This may have to do with career or money or stability. But I see you feeling kind of in maybe a financially tough spot. Or, everything you've worked on hasn't actually developed into something long term. I think that this is a career and money. Like maybe you have been trying to make more money so you're not just surviving, you're thriving, and it hasn't been happening. But right now, what's fulfilling to you is instead of viewing that lack, that, well, I don't have the stability that I actually want, and woe is me, and I'm all stressed out about it, you're actually seeing it as a challenge. And you're excited by this. Like, I'm excited by the challenge of figuring out how to make money for me. Money, stability, abundance. How do I bring abundance? Where do I put my effort to generate abundance? There's this puzzle, that you're in the process of solving. Like it's a game. Like maybe you want to start your own business. And that's exciting to you, that no, you may not necessarily be making money at it right now, and maybe you've been doing it for a while and you really haven't been making money at it for a little bit, but it doesn't matter because you like the business. The challenge of getting it going is what's fulfilling and what's fueling you. You want to build something long lasting, and that is fulfilling. Engaging in that is fulfilling. Even if it looks like you're taking little teeny tiny steps. I think you're going to have a breakthrough in this. Whatever it is you're working on and whatever it is you're trying to build, it's been blocked in the past, but I think it's about to open up. Because you're not looking at it as I need to make money, you're looking at it as I'm enjoying this challenge. I'm enjoying this puzzle. I'm really enjoying this whole process of building a company or starting a new career or learning something new or going back to school. Like whatever it is firing you up. Maybe this is even like a class you could take. Maybe not necessarily like going back to university or something like that, but maybe there's a class you could take online that's related to what you like, that kind of gets you fired up. This is about doing the things that get you fired up about what you want to create. And I think we've got the Chariot here. You know the what you want, but the challenge of it, the excitement of it, it's like the process of creating something is more fun to you than the actual end product, which is a fantastic place to be in. Because if you're always striving for the end, you're never fulfilled, because until you get there, and then you get it, and then that lasts a moment, and then you're like, well, now what? But you are enjoying the process. You like the challenges. You like the journey of creating something that you want to create. And that is fulfilling to you. That is something that will never end. That is a fantastic thing to focus on for fulfillment. You will always be striving for some new goal, to build something new. So you will always have fulfillment in creation. I mean, that's what life is about. So this is super, super powerful. Whomever you are, you're switching from being somebody who had a poverty or powerless mentality to somebody who feels very empowered, very strong, very sure about what they want, and enjoying the process and the challenges. Instead of viewing obstacles as like, oh no, that means I shouldn't go here, you're like, all right, cool, let's go. How do I solve this one? Do I blow through it? Do I explode it with some dynamite? Do I go around it? Or maybe I need to change directions and I've actually got to go this way to get all the way up here. Who knows? But you don't care, because it's the journey that's exciting to you. It doesn't bother you. It's you're not viewing it as a negative. You're viewing it as something exciting that's just leading you forward in your own creation even more. That's so cool. Oh my God, I love this. Oh yeah, you got an idea. There's something you are all fired up about that you really, it's in baby phases here, but you've got something you want to create that you are very passionate about. And now, because you're focused on the creation and the passion and the excitement, instead of being focused on the money, because excuse me, previously you were more focused on, maybe you've had this idea for a while and it was like, well, but how do I make money doing it? Now it's like, screw that. If I'm doing what I love, I don't care. I don't care if I'm poor. Abundance is no longer something that determines your stability and your behavior. Like you've freed yourself by focusing on what you're passionate about and what is fulfilling, and going for it and enjoying the journey and enjoying the challenges. It doesn't matter if you don't have any money. It doesn't matter if you feel out of balance. It doesn't matter, because you've got this thing that fires you up and it helps you refocus. It helps get your mind off of the things that weren't actually helping you before. A poverty mindset or feeling out of whack. You are ready to go with this. And these ways of being you're leaving behind, which then makes you feel even more fulfilled, because you're just focusing more and more and more on the right stuff. You're not even worried about whether or not the time is right. Like, it's not like I'm waiting for something. It doesn't matter. You're just going to keep moving forward. You're going to keep progressing. And it's not about whether or not it's the right time. It's about whether or not you're ready. Ooh, I like it. All right, let's see what's full in your life. I got distracted for a moment being in that like super powerful energy of, yes, I love this journey. I'm so passionate about it. That resonated in my soul. My soul is like, yes, yes, get it, get it, get it. What my little niece, my 1-year-old niece would say, yes, just like that. Imagine a 1-year-old child with barely any hair and just, 2 front teeth going, yes, that's you right now. All right, what is full in your life for pile number 2? Pile number 2. What is full in their life? Temperance again. Upright this time, though. All right, so there's a sense of grief here. You may have lost a father figure. Or there may have been somebody that you really cared about that you had to let go of. So there's a loss. There's loss and there's grief here. It's funny in this deck, I know this is the Five of Pentacles, but I really see it a lot like the the Five of Cups? I don't know. I get confused when I'm looking at other images, but yeah, Five of Cups, where, you know, like something that was once alive is now drooping. It's no longer, it's past its prime, you know, it's time, and there's a loss of it, a loss of something that perhaps you found beautiful. So I think that there was either a father figure, perhaps, that passed away, or there was somebody in your life who has not passed away, who it was a bit of a dick, for lack of better words. Come on, I mean, you can help me with my vocabulary, right? I don't have to say dick, but I guess I do. There's gotta be a more eloquent way to say that. But I guess why not? Why not go direct and to the point? Because I think either there's grief about losing a father figure that kind of got you stuck in it stalled your transformation, because you needed time to process the grief, or you've lost a relationship that probably was abusive, with somebody you did care about, but the drama from it stalled your ability to move forward. So it made you feel like you were a little bit stuck. You have, this could also be a third thing. You have stalled. This is for a very few of you. You have halted your ability to move forward in whatever you want to create because you think you're not good enough. And I think you may be surrounded by people who are encouraging the not good enough narrative. So then it stalls your ability to transform into the butterfly. And it puts you in kind of like a lack mentality of, well, it'll never grow. However, whatever you got going on, whether or not you're lacking confidence, whether a father figure died, or you've released yourself from a abusive relationship, this is busy, you know, it feels full. It feels like you stalled for a minute. It distracted you from your goals. Whatever it is, slowed your goals down. And however, though it seems like BS and it seems like nonsense, it was actually a very empowering situation for you. You were able, as a result of learning about this, whatever this is, whether this is a abusive relationship, whether this is you lost a father figure and you're learning about grief, whether you're learning about your own sense of self-confidence, whatever lessons came through this, through the darkness and through the difficulties of this, you gained a new appreciation for yourself, a new sense of your own drive, a new sense of what you want in life. And you kind of took control. Instead of letting this destabilize you, you kind of started to take control to rebalance yourself. You're also understanding that things can be, we'll say, divinely guided, you know? Perhaps, I'm just speculating here, perhaps you had to go through a abusive relationship to know your own value. Perhaps you had to lose confidence in yourself to stall you because you weren't ready to do what you needed to do in order for you to recognize that you do have the ability to do it. Maybe you lost a father figure, a father figure passed away, so that you could learn to do it without being either dependent on that father figure for guidance, or so that you got a guardian angel. You've got another guardian angel looking over your shoulder. If you have lost a father figure, maybe birds or snakes or butterflies come to you as a sign of that person. Just a thought from the animals that I'm really especially flying things, especially I'm feeling butterflies and birds. It's a sign that he's there with you, encouraging you. But you're learning something from this. And so it feels full. It feels like BS. It feels like nonsense. It feels frustrating. But you're gaining a sense of confidence you didn't have before. Which is what's allowing you to know what you want and go after the things that are fulfilling. So it's interesting how these things are kind of related. They're all connected. So you've been waiting for your hard work to pay off and it hasn't been happening. You feel it's not been happening. But it is. It's just what's making this situation feel like it's full instead of fulfilling is you aren't in the position to see it quite yet. It will happen soon. You will see the rebirth. You will see you blasting off into another direction. As soon as you refocus from what is sad to what you're passionate about. Because it doesn't matter if it works out. What you're passionate about is fulfilling to you. What you want to create is fulfilling to you, and that's what matters. So you might be in the midst of this and not quite out of it quite yet, but you will be soon. All right, let's get some advice for pile number 2. Is it time to make a change? What's going on? What advice can we give to pile number 2 for making their life more fulfilling? That's a great card. I mean, they're all great in their way, but I mean, it's the 9 of Cups. There's very, very few cards that are actually more fulfilling than this one in the deck, so that's a great sign. Oh my God. Oh my God. Just wait. All right. You're going to hate to hear this because I would hate to hear this. But you're kind of in an incubation period. You're getting ready for a level of abundance and creation that you've never had before. all of this stuff is happening to get you to the point, not where you are ready to create, where you're ready to really go to the next level and do some badass shit. Excuse my language. So for right now, you're not stalled. You're healing. Because you've been through some stuff, probably this year, maybe even last year as well, that was incredibly painful. And you're drained. You're tired. You're emotionally exhausted. And that stuff isn't as sharp anymore. It's not happening right now. It's already done. But you're in the process of healing from it and letting it go. Because you don't want to take it with you. You know this. I know I'm preaching to the choir. I can see it in the cards. You're very aware. You don't want to take this stuff with you. You want to move forward. You want to create. You want abundance. You want to enjoy life. You want to thrive and not survive. And you've had to deal with some really heavy stuff that's drained you. And so right now, it's about healing. It's okay. Because you are moving forward. You don't know that you are, but you are, believe it or not. So take the time to do things for yourself that are, since you can't go to maybe the big vision right now, do little stuff. Do little stuff you find enjoyable and fulfilling. Maybe that's, I'm going to take a new course on something. Maybe that's, I'm going to draw a picture. Maybe it's, I don't know, I like building furniture, or I want to learn how to whittle, or I'm going to play with my dogs more, or my kids more, or something. I don't know. But do little things for yourself every day that you find fulfilling. Focus more your day around doing the things that are fulfilling than like, oh, I've got all these obligations. I'm so tired. I don't want to deal with this. You have to heal. You have to be kind to yourself. You have to be nice to yourself to let yourself heal. The kinder you are to yourself, faster you heal, and the faster you'll be able to get to that position where you'll start creating the abundance and start blasting off. There's going to be reason to celebrate. There's going to be reason to celebrate what you've done. It's going to be big. It's going to be big, 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 big. But it can't happen until you heal. So in the meantime, don't see it as stagnancy. It's not. Because these things needed to happen in order for you to reach the level of confidence and competency to be able to create what you want. Not that you weren't competent before, but it's like, if you don't know certain things, you don't know, and you're learning a lot that you don't realize you're learning. Everything, all of this stuff is happening so that you're getting ready to create what you want, to just blast off into space. It's going to be wonderful. It's going to be amazing what you do, actually. But you have to give yourself time to heal. You're basically, all of this stuff that's happening in your life that makes your life feel full is identifying the bad patterns that you need to heal. And you're doing it. You're aware. You're taking the time to heal yourself. But don't forget to do the things that are fulfilling to you as well. Maybe you enjoy the process of making coffee in the morning, or maybe there's a routine that's very calming to you. Maybe there's all kinds of things that you can do. And I think you know quite a lot of things that are fulfilling to you that you can do. Little things. I'm not talking about, you don't need any big projects right now because you got to heal. You don't want to take on any like big commitments, but like maybe you just go to the park and dig acorns out of the ground, or I don't know, hug a tree because it's grounding. Hug a tree. You'll find it, but doing the little things that give you fulfillment are going to help you feel like you're moving forward. There's an illusion that you're not, but you actually are. So doing little things that you feel fulfilled about will help you heal faster, and it will help you get this cup full instead of empty. And then you'll be ready to go. Once that cup's full again, you'll be ready to go. And then anybody who cares about you is going to want to celebrate, because they're all going to be so excited about whatever you're doing. And other people too, maybe even people you don't even know are rooting for you. I love this. Couple more cards. Couple more cards for advice. So basically, the only change I think you need to make is to recognize you need to heal, be kind to yourself, and start focusing on the things you do appreciate. Focus on the things that are fulfilling. Do things for yourself that you enjoy, that you find fulfilling. It helps you fill your cup up. And you're not stuck, but it will help speed up the process of you getting unstuck just because you feel like you are. Ooh. Don't go back to the chaos. Stay away. Advice, do not return. Any person or situation that brought chaos and conflict into your life, don't go back to, because it's just going to make bad waters again, choppy waters. So don't engage. Don't work with those people. Peace, calm, compassion, kindness. These are the vibes you need right now. So if somebody isn't that way, stay away right now. You don't need more drama. You need more drama like you need a hole in the head. Speaking of that, look, that guy's got a hole in his head. I don't know if you can see it. You don't need another one. You already got one. You don't need another one. Goes straight through the eye. I mean, gnarly, man. You don't need another. Do yourself a favor. Stay away from dramatic people. Well, this concludes the reading for pile number 2. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment down below if you like the reading. It helps me know as a reader I'm doing a good job. And I'm going to move on to pile number 3. If you chose pile number 3, this Black River Stone, for your reading, this is going to be the reading for you on, is my life fulfilling? Is it full? Do I need to make a change? We're going to look at what is actually fulfilling in your life right now. First, for pile number 3, what is currently fulfilling in their life? All right, quick disclaimer for pile number 3. So you're going to see in a couple of minutes me really struggling with this reading. It was a very, very intense reading. It is not going to be for everybody. I'm going to give you that heads up right now. The reading will not be for everybody. And if it doesn't resonate, just move on from it. But my guides really stressed to me that it is important for me to get this video out, that somebody needs to hear this because it could potentially help them. And it's a tough message. It was difficult for me to read. And if you stick with me in the video, by the time I get to the part about advice, it all kind of starts coming together and starts making a lot more sense. So if it starts resonating with you, just listen to it, bear with me. But pile 3, I just want to give a disclaimer. It's a very intense reading, and I've never ever had a reading like this in all of the pick a card readings that I've done. So please bear with me. If it doesn't resonate, then it doesn't resonate, but somebody needs to hear this message because it may be able to help them. And so I'm going to go ahead and be brave and put it out there. Whoa. Whoa, it's a lot. Okay, let's take them. Whoa. Whoa. Oh, this is going to be a story. Oh my God, there's so many. Okay. Interesting. Wow. Okay. Where do I even start? I think this is too much. This is all over the place. I'm sorry. There's like 18 different stories coming out of that. I need a more cohesive story for pile number 3. And fewer cards. Like 5. Okay. That'll work. Here's one. That's what's fulfilling. Pile number 3. I don't really know how to say this. In a nice way. What's fulfilling in your life? It seems like, maybe it will become clearer as I go on, but it seems like you like overthinking. You feel fulfilled in your mental masturbations. You like being indecisive and not making decisions. It's like you find it fulfilling to have other people decide for you because you don't feel confident enough in your own ability to handle a situation. You like hurting people who you think have betrayed you. This is very dark. Like, you find you're fine. I'm sorry I'm struggling with this because it's, if I were listening to this reading, I would be upset. So I don't want to upset anybody, but it's basically saying you like hurting people who you think have betrayed you. However, they really haven't actually, with this 7 of Swords reversed. You just think they have. And so you like enacting revenge and purposefully and consciously and maliciously hurting them and enjoying that. You know, you don't like making decisions. You'd rather somebody else do it for you because then you're absolved of accountability. And you like getting lost in your mental masturbation, your obsessive thinking. You like having your obsessive thinking cloud your judgment because then you don't have to face. These are all things that are excuses for your bad behavior, for your lack of control. Whoa. Okay. This is what's fulfilling. If this doesn't resonate with you, just move on to a different pile, because this one's going to be dark, apparently. Pile number 3, if this is resonating, you are a dark mofo. Dark, dark, dark. And you find the dark things fulfilling. Anger, anxiety, betrayal, stress, lying, indecision, lack of accountability. These things you find fulfilling. Maybe I can get some more clarification on this. Is this what's fulfilling? Yeah. Yeah. Look, that's what makes you happy. Is treating other people like crap. And treating yourself like crap. Okay. All right. You like the feeling of exerting your willpower over other people. Oh, I don't know if I'm going to keep this one. And you don't want to change, and you don't want to heal your wounds that create this. There's a big lack of self-awareness here. Huge lack of self-awareness. All right. Maybe I'll get more answers and how is your life full? Okay, that's weird. All right. Pile number 3. How is your life full? For those attracted to pile number 3, how is their life full? What is not fulfilling? This is so backwards. Pile number 3, I'm going to send you some love, because if you were attracted to this pile, and if this is really resonating, if this is actually resonating with you, you are a very confused person. And I'm just sending you love that you're able to break out of this, so that for a better life for you. But what is full for you in your life, what we've been talking about as kind of like the nonsense, the busy stuff that keeps you occupied that isn't actually fulfilling, is kind of fulfilling to you. You're interpreting the stuff that isn't fulfilling as fulfilling. And you find the things that are fulfilling aren't truly fulfilling things. Your priorities are very interesting. So, what is full in your life? Perhaps you're not working, but I don't think you want to. I don't really see you putting a whole lot of effort. Again, before you find it fulfilling not to put in any effort toward anything. So you want to move forward. I think you might be having some money struggles, or perhaps there's a rejection that you have suffered, and maybe that's why it's so fulfilling to be such a jerk. But you're recognizing that this is, whatever situation you're in, is the result of your choices. Your choices, or your actions or inactions, your choices or not choices. It's like cause and effect. Like, this is, you didn't work on, this is just an example. You didn't want to work, you didn't want a job, you didn't want to move forward, and so now you have no money. And you're starting to recognize that you have no money because you didn't want to work, not because there's some scheme to fuck you over. And to you, this is bullshit. This is the BS. This is what's making your life feel full, is this realization that you're actually responsible for the things that are going on in your life. So actually a very deep realization that could lead to a much more fulfilling life, a deeper understanding of self, something that should be showing up in a fulfilling pile is unfulfilling to you. And it is more fulfilling to just be a dick to other people. I don't know about this one. But there's something you want to expand. There's something you want to explore. Maybe it's a job, maybe it's a relationship, but you didn't put any effort into it. And so now it didn't grow. Now it's dying. And you're starting to see that that's the result of your actions or inactions. And there's something about that is pleasing to you. It's revealed, but it's like you hate yourself. And oh, I don't even know. Let's see. Sun again. I mean, something fell apart for sure. We have the Two of Cups reversed. The Sun reversed in Judgment. I think you're starting to see the ways in which you self-sabotage, the ways in which when things don't work for you, you realize it's because you're not putting any effort into it. And that's what makes your life full. And you want to break out of it, but to you, this is very overwhelming. My guess is you're not a very spiritual person. And the idea of a personal evolution like this could potentially scare you. Or it seems like bullshit, or you don't really have any desire for personal development because you just are what you are, and you're going to tell people you're going to treat them this way, and if they go for it, then that's justification for you doing it. Like that kind of mentality, when there's no justification for treating anybody poorly, ever. Even if you tell them you're going to, you're still responsible for it. And you're starting to learn that, and that's overwhelming to you. You're starting to become aware of how your actions have impacted other people and situations, and you don't like it. And that's that's creating BS in your life. Maybe for the first time, somebody is holding you accountable, and you don't like that either. You're not getting away with whatever you want to get away with. And that's what feels like BS. Because somebody's holding you accountable, and it's throwing in your face the ways that you have mistreated people. And it's forcing you to evolve without anybody actually forcing you to evolve. Which means then you're out of control. You're not exerting your willpower on the situation, so then you don't like it, and it seems like BS. God, this is dark, man. You're a dark person. I'm so sorry. I'm struggling with this energy because I feel bad for whomever's going to pick pile number 3, because I feel like I'm pretty much just telling you you're a really messed up person, and I don't find that to be a constructive reading. So let's get to the advice part. Advice. Is it time to make a change? Advice for pile number 3 on making their life actually more fulfilling. Let's get some advice. The Sun reversed. Man. Let's just take them all, because we need some help. All right. All right, I think I know what's going on here. You met somebody who you felt an incredible connection to, like you hadn't felt before. You felt like you were soulmates. You felt like things were good, and it didn't work out because it started not working out because you weren't communicating. And then when it deteriorated, you lashed out at the other person. And you feel like a horrible person. And you're not able to cope with it well. So I think you're coming to terms with some bad behaviors that you've had as a result of meeting this person. And that's why it's fulfilling to you to be a dick. I think that's being a dick to yourself. If you've actually stuck with me through to now, this is going to make a lot more sense. I think you're angry. I think you're angry and you're hurt. I think you're realizing that this person didn't hurt you, you hurt yourself. And so these tendencies to be destructive that you're feeling, that are feeling fulfilling, feel better than the depth. It feels better to be that way, to either lash out at the person that you loved, that didn't know you loved them. It makes you feel better to lash out at them because you can't cope with the loss. It also makes you feel better to self-sabotage. It makes you feel better to hurt yourself, because that's easier to deal with than dealing with how you actually treated this person who actually loved you and cared for you and gave you something that you hadn't had before. So I think there's some skewed stuff going on in your brain. You're having a hard time. You're trying to run from acknowledging that this ended because you didn't give to it. That you sabotaged to keep yourself safe. You sabotaged something good. And you're having a hard time with feeling the pain of the loss of this, and also the pain that you created it. And that's why it feels like BS, and it feels overwhelming, and it feels like it's filling your life. You have not communicated to this person how you feel. You have not communicated to them why you've behaved the way you've behaved. They don't know. And you can end whatever messy cycle is going on here by taking the time to talk to them, to actually open up, quit trying to protect yourself, and make the effort to make amends for once. Because I don't know that, I think this is new to you. I think that's part of why it's overwhelming. I don't know that you've ever made an effort to make amends. I think you've just messed up and people just like forgave you and you didn't have to actually work to fix anything. I don't think you know how. It's not that like you can't, it's that you don't know how, and it's too overwhelming. And you'd rather just protect yourself and shut down. Or lash out. I mean, I would suggest to you professional help. I don't mean this in a bad way. If you are actually resonating with pile number 3, I would suggest getting professional help, because there are some scripts that are running in your head that are not based in reality. They're based in illusions. And it's pulling you away from yourself. You're so disconnected from yourself. And this person that you met was helping you connect to yourself. And so the loss you feel of them, it feels like a huge loss and a huge betrayal, like they took something from you, but they didn't. You took something from you. They do not control your connection to yourself. You just got a taste of what it would feel like to be more a healthier person because of their energetic influence. And now that that's gone, you feel like they've taken something from you when they haven't. But there's some scripts that you need to work on. I don't want to say you're living in delusion, but I think there are some delusional thought patterns. There are things that exist to protect you, but they're like, it doesn't make any sense. And you would benefit from having somebody who knows how to work with this guide you into feeling more complete, finding your own sense of wholeness. Because once you let go of these, it's like an obsession or an addiction here that impacts your ability to see clearly. Maybe you're addicted to drugs, and that's why the behavior doesn't make any sense, why it's fulfilling to not be fulfilling. And like, maybe there's drugs involved, which are altering your mindset that you need to release. You need to let them go. No more drugs, no more alcohol, no more drugs, no more under the influence. Because it messes with your ability to see things clearly. You could actually work this out with this person, but you won't. You won't talk to them because maybe they ended it because they had some self-respect and didn't want to be treated the way you were treating them. There's some hard pills you're going to have to swallow if you want to rectify this relationship. And you're going to have to put on your big boy pants or big girl pants and take responsibility. You're also, another reason I would suggest getting like a counselor or something like that is you're so in the darkness. Like, you feel like there's no hope, there's nothing good. The most fulfilling thing you can do in your mind is treat somebody like crap. That feels better than how you feel existing. And for some reason, you think you deserve this, which is not true. Nobody deserves anything. If you want to be happy, you can be happy. And whomever this person was that walked away was showing you that. But it's not their job to fix you. You have to fix yourself. Yeah, this is a lot about a relationship. You didn't put anything into it. You wouldn't work on it. You wouldn't invest in it. You wouldn't deal with any conflicts. You wouldn't communicate. And now you see that that's created this imbalance in you because you're messed up. Because maybe you're realizing you loved this person and you never told them. Maybe you feel like it's too late now. Maybe you feel like, how can you even talk to them with how you've treated them? How can you even look at yourself with how you've treated this person who only gave you love? And it's created you feel very unstable. You're very wildly emotional. You're feeling horrible. And you're realizing that you did this to yourself. Again, 5 of Cups reversed. There's some pain you've got to let go of. Pain, grief. Maybe it's even this person. No, maybe not. Because if you let go of this darkness in you, you move to calmer waters, which clarifies you, this darkness and this addiction. There's something's addictive in here. You move to calmer waters where you can see more clearly. All of a sudden, you don't really know where you're going, but all of a sudden you can see more clearly. And then you're going to come you're going to know what you want, and you're going to want to talk to this person, and you're going to tell them, you're going to open up. I love you. You are it for me. You are going to talk to them. I was a shitty person. You know, like, you're opening up. I didn't know how to handle it. I completely shut down, and I didn't tell you I wanted a relationship because I've got all these bad fucked up cycles going on in me, but you're just like everything to me. Not only are you wonderful and amazing, but you're also my best friend, and I rejected it because I didn't think I was good enough. Like, there's so much that you're going to say to this person. And they'll listen to you. But you have to do the work first. You got to get out of this darkness. All right, good news. You're not a bad person. You're just in darkness, and you're really messed up, and you're probably doing drugs that are contributing to it. All right, I'm going to get you, I didn't do this with the other decks, but I want to give you some more advice because I don't think you're hopeless. I think you're just really messed up right now, and you're potentially heartbroken for the first time in your life. You don't have coping skills for it. You're all messed up. You're lashing out at it all over the place. And you're realizing that your behavior ruined a good thing. And it's a lot. Like, if you don't have coping skills for that, that's really, truly a lot to deal with. All right. So, we've got new life reversed on the bottom here of the deck. There's a new life. I think you're getting ready to blast off into a new life that you are rejecting, because I think you have these patterns of thought going on in your head that tell you you don't deserve it, that you don't deserve to get the milk and honey, the rainbow. You don't deserve the good things in life, because you're imagining everything that could possibly go wrong. You're very focused on the negative. So then you can't see this. You can't possibly see, you can't get to your dreams if you think only the bad stuff's going to happen and you'll never ever get to them. So I think what this is saying is that perhaps you are a little bit rigid. I think we could see it in the cards, that urge to exert your willpower over everything in order to have control. I think you need to learn how to be more flexible, how to adapt. You're not adapting to situations. You're just imposing your will and trying to control everything. Instead of, this is an opportunity to learn how to adapt, how to be more flexible, how to bend with things, how to, maybe you would normally respond this way, but this is a different situation. This involves you seeing outside of yourself as well, to being able to understand things going on outside of you. It's not just about you. If you're able to understand that, well, maybe somebody's reacting that angrily because they're really that hurt, your response is going to be different because you're being flexible. And stop assuming the worst. There's a narrative going on in your brain that is telling you things are happening that are not happening. Like this person that you care about, you think they'll never talk to you again. They might have said that because, quite frankly, you were horrible, what I could see in there. But they cared about you like you cared about them. And if you actually showed a willingness to want to work on something, I bet that they would talk to you. Instead of, you're a horrible person, you telling them that. If you're like, no, I want to work on this, I want to work this out with you, for real. My ego, let me get my ego out of the way. Whatever, I know I live in like an delusionary land. I can't talk. Where I'm imagining what's happening and it isn't even happening. I think this person will work with you if you own your shit. They'd be willing to be flexible with you. But you have to show some effort. And I think you do need help with this. I think you need professional help. Because I don't think you have the coping skills. Through perhaps no fault of your own, but at some point it does become a fault of your own when you realize you keep doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results. Because you don't know what else to do. And you keep harming people as a result. It's time to get some help to try to fix that. Also, you've got the ability to achieve your dreams more beyond than your wildest dreams. This is a very positive card. You could be the most positive, happy-go-lucky, manifesting left and right person. You could have it frickin' all. And you're the only one stopping yourself from doing it. So knock it off. Stop it. Go get some help. Learn to thrive and not survive. There's way more to you than how you behave. You're selling yourself short. Whew, if you stuck with me through this for pile number 3, I hope I don't get some bad hater comments down below for it, because that's really hard reading. But I hope it was helpful. So please like, share, subscribe, and comment down below. Helps me know as a reader I'm doing a good job. And if you made it this far, thanks for hanging in there. I hope you got something good out of it. And I'll see you guys next time.